Climbers and adventurers are drawn to the world's tallest mountains by their amazing challenges and heights. Every peak from the well-known Mount Everest to the lesser-known giants has its own charm and background. We will examine the top 10 mountains in this summary, emphasizing their locations, elevations, and climbing difficulties. Number 10. Mount Everest. At an astounding height of 8,848.86 meters, 29,031.7 feet, Mount Everest is the highest mountain on Earth. It is a portion of the Himal subrange and is situated in the Himalayas near the boundary between Nepal and the Tibet Autonomous Region of China. A major turning point in the history of mountaineering was reached when the mountain was first successfully summited on May 29, 1953 by the renowned climbers Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. There are two main routes to summit Everest: the southeast ridge from Nepal and the north ridge from Tibet. Because of its relative accessibility, the former route is more commonly taken. Avalanches and crevasses, severe altitude sickness, and unpredictable weather are just a few of the many difficulties faced by climbers. Over 340 climbers have sadly lost their lives on Everest, and the dangerous nature of this famous peak is highlighted by the fact that many of their bodies are still there owing to the harsh weather. The challenge of climbing the highest mountain in the world and the chance to take in the distinctive culture and landscape of the Himalayas draw climbers to Everest year after year, despite the dangers involved. Number 9. K2 Godwin Austen. At 8,611 meters, 28,251 feet, K2, the second highest mountain in the world, is situated in the Karakoram range near the Pakistan-China border. With its steep technical routes and notoriously harsh weather, it is often considered one of the hardest mountains to climb. July 31, 1954 saw the first successful ascent of K2 by an Italian team under the direction of Ardito Digio. Ascending K2 demands more difficult climbing techniques than Everest, which makes it a sought-after achievement for seasoned mountaineers. The mountain has a reputation for having a high death rate, which is partly due to the fact that many climbers encounter severe difficulties like avalanches, rock falls, and abrupt weather changes. The world's top climbers are still drawn to K2 despite these difficulties because of the mountain's technical difficulty and the prestige that comes with reaching this formidable peak. Number 8. Kangchenjunga. The third highest mountain in the world, Kangchenjunga straddles the border between India and Nepal at 8,586 meters, 28,169 feet. Because of its great spiritual significance and reverence in the local cultures, many climbers opt to abort their ascents short of the summit out of respect for the mountain's sacred status. On May 25, 1955, climbers George Ban and Joe Brown made the first ascent successfully, navigating the difficult terrain of the mountain. Towering glaciers and deep valleys of its breathtaking scenery define Kangchenjunga's appeal, but the mountain also poses serious climbing challenges due to weather instability and the risks involved in climbing at high altitudes. The mountain's remote location and limited access add to its allure and mystique, attracting climbers seeking a more spiritual and adventurous experience. Number 7. Lhotse. At 8,516 meters, 27,940 feet, Lhotse, closely related to Mount Everest, is situated in the Himalayas, straddling the border between Tibet and Nepal. Because of their close proximity to Everest, this mountain, which is the fourth highest in the world, is frequently climbed in tandem with it. On May 18, 1956, climbers Fritz Luxinger and Ernst Race made the first ascent of Lhotse. Because Lhotse's climbing routes largely parallel those of Everest, it's a well-liked option for individuals seeking high-altitude experience. Climbers encounter technical difficulties on the mountain's notorious Lhotse face, which has steep faces and demanding conditions. Number 6. Makalu. Situated southeast of Everest in the Himalayas, Makalu is the fifth highest mountain in the world, reaching a height of 8,485 meters, 27,838 feet. It is renowned for having a unique pyramid shape and is thought to be among the more challenging 8,000-meter peaks to summit. May 15, 1955 marked the first successful ascent of Makalu by an American expedition. There are many obstacles that climbers must overcome, such as technical climbing sections, steep pitches, and inclement weather. Climbers looking for a more daring experience are drawn to the mountain because of its remote location and the technical nature of its routes, which make it less crowded than Everest. Makalu is more alluring to those who are prepared to take on its challenges because of its breathtaking scenery, which includes glaciers and dramatic ridges. Number 5. Cho Oyu. Cho Oyu is the sixth highest mountain in the world, rising to 8,188 meters, 26,864 feet. It is situated near the boundary between Tibet and Nepal. On October 19, 195, climbers Herbert Tiki, Sherpa Pazang Dalai Lama, and others achieved the first summit. Because Cho Oyu is frequently regarded as one of the easier 8,000-meter peaks to reach, climbers seeking to gain experience at high altitudes frequently choose it. With its moderate technical demands and relatively easy climbing route, the mountain appeals to climbers who want to reach higher altitudes. Climbers still have to deal with the possibility of serious risks due to weather fluctuations and altitude sickness. Beautiful views of Everest and the surrounding peaks can be seen from the summit, making it a must-visit location, the effort worthwhile. Number 4. Dhaulagiri. Dhaulagiri, situated in Nepal's Himalayas, is the 7th highest mountain in the world, reaching a height of 8,167 meters, 26,795 feet. On May 13, 1960, a Swiss/Austrian expedition became the first to summit it. Dhaulagiri is renowned for its enormous bulk and steep faces, which make climbing it extremely difficult. Compared to some of its higher neighbors, climbers visit this mountain less frequently because of its remote location and the difficulty of its routes. Because climbers must navigate difficult terrain and erratic weather, the descent of Dhaulagiri requires careful planning and preparation. The spectacular vistas of the neighboring peaks and valleys make the ascent worthwhile. Number 3. Manaslu. Nestled in Nepal's Himalayas, Manaslu is the 8th highest mountain in the world, reaching 8,163 meters, 26,781 feet. On October 9, 1956, climbers Toshio Amenishi and Giles Norbu completed the first successful ascent. Because of its notoriously difficult weather, which includes regular storms and a high avalanche risk, climbing Manaslu is a serious undertaking for mountaineers. Experienced mountaineers find the mountain alluring due to its remote location and challenging routes. Usually, the climb entails negotiating steep terrain and adjusting to the effects of the elevated altitude. Worldwide climbers are drawn to Manaslu by its breathtaking beauty and the chance to immerse themselves in the vibrant local culture, despite the mountain's difficulties. For those looking for a more immersive and genuine Himalayan experience, away from the crowds and infrastructure found on some of the more popular peaks, the mountain's isolation and sense of adventure make it an appealing option. Number 2. Nanga Parbat. Located in Pakistan's Himalayas, 8,126 meters, 26,660 feet high, Nanga Parbat, also referred to as Killer Mountain, is a landmark. As the 9th highest mountain in the world, it is well known for being challenging and having a high climber death rate. On July 3, 1953, Herman Bull accomplished the first successful ascent with an incredible solo ascent. The reputation of Nanga Parbat as one of the riskiest climbs is partly due to its steep, imposing faces and variable weather. Because of the mountain's difficult terrain and remote location, climbers must possess exceptional skill and preparation. Experienced mountaineers looking to push their limits are drawn to Nanga Parbat because of its sense of adventure and breathtaking views, despite its dangers. Number 1. Annapurna. Situated in Nepal's Himalayas, Annapurna is the 10th highest mountain in the world, reaching 8,091 meters, 26,545 feet on June 3, 1950. Climbers Maurice Herzog and Louis Lakinal achieved its first summit, a noteworthy accomplishment in the history of mountaineering. Because of the risk of avalanches and harsh weather, Annapurna is notorious for having a high death rate among climbers. Even the most skilled climbers find the mountain to be a formidable challenge due to its difficult climbing routes and erratic weather. Despite these risks, climbers from all over the world are drawn to Annapurna by its breathtaking beauty and the chance to take in the vibrant local culture. For serious mountaineers, climbing the mountain is frequently considered a rite of passage because it requires not only technical expertise but also tenacity and resolve. Being the first person to summit Annapurna is a highly esteemed achievement in high-altitude mountaineering, demonstrating a climber's skill, courage, and perseverance in the face of extreme adversity. In addition to being the highest points on Earth, these 10 mountains also exemplify the spirit of adventure and the difficulties of climbing at high altitudes. Because of their distinctive qualities, cultural significance, and climbing difficulties, these peaks are among the most sought-after travel destinations for mountaineers worldwide. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.